Dude, can we skip today's show and just talk about Pokemon Shield?
Pokemon Shield, what is that?
That's what I've been playing for like the last 12 hours of my life.
On what?
Switch. I
Switch.
just
I don't have a Switch yet, man. I still have my Wii U though.
Okay.
Because I refuse to get rid of my Wii U until they bring
Yeah.
Xenoblade Chronicles X to Switch. Then I will buy a Switch.
Yeah, it's just a regular Xenoblade Chronicles is on Switch, right? Not X.
Yeah, but I haven't played those. I just care about X.
Oh.
I know
well,
I'm weird.
Why don't you play Chronicles and then play X after that?
We'll see what happens.
All right. So we're not going to talk about Switch for the next hour?
I don't think so.
All right, man. Well, then I guess we'll start the show.
Horror movies are allowed, though. Start the show.
This is PSVR GamesCast Live, where we film live every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern. I know this is one of those days, but it's such a busy day, I haven't had time to check which one it is. My name is Brian Powell from this channel right here, PSVR without Parole, and
The guy to your right.
wow, that's worse than anything I would have come up with. AJ from The Underground, PSVR Underground.
I was trying to, and over to my left, the thing you used to always do. I was trying to bring back some old school stuff. What is up, Brian? What is up, Game Cats? Happy Monday. And I know that Mondays usually suck, but we've got your medicine. We've got your fix. Hopefully we can hope your Mondays suck. Just a little bit less.
Agreed. Guys, make sure you join us over on Discord. That's where these conversations like it happen 24/7. That's where I talk in a seductive ASMR voice, and we hang out with Tornado because she's the most entertaining thing on the screen right now. I promise you that.
I posted a picture of you snuggling with Tornado pre Gamescast. It was adorable.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's got a big smile on her face. Oh, look, she's up there like eating something or licking something.
That's a trade secret, man. That's some inside baseball. I always put kitty treats up there right before the show, so she gets in the shot for at least the first 10 minutes. And she's like, where can I find all of them? Where are the treats? And then she runs away, and I'm like, well, that's all you got. I'm so sorry. I can only coerce her for so long. I do see a bunch of people in the chat saying, Brian, you played Dying Reborn this morning. You have not been playing Pokemon Shield for the last 12 hours. I will tell you, though, that I was playing Pokemon Shield on my Switch last night for a solid hour and a half, 2 hours. It's the first time I jumped into it for a very long time, and I am so addicted. We need a Pokemon-style game on PSVR, and then I will never leave VR again. It is so good. So good.
Skiva 007. He's in the chat and he says, my favorite PSVR show. What up, homie? Good to see you, man. I've done some VR chat shows with that dude. Him and Alex VR work together. Good dudes, nice dudes. Go vote for you. Just earned my vote, Skiva. Go vote for them in the VR Influencers of the Year award thing. I don't know. I don't think we're on there.
No surprises. No one has any idea who we are, and that's totally fine by me. No awards, thank you very much.
But go vote for them.
I don't even want to be nominated. Thank you very much. But go vote for them, and why not? You should.
Yeah.
Right. I convinced somebody in the comments yesterday that I didn't know who Polish Paul was. Like, it's my favorite thing to do, to pretend like I haven't been on YouTube for the last 6 years. I love it, man. People are gullible, and I get such a kick out of it. And if you are out there, sir or madam, I love you very much. We got
Adam says this is his favorite PSVR show, hosted by Brian, Paul, and AJ. Thank you, man.
It's also my favorite PSVR show, hosted by the two of us. Donatello, the scientist game cat with the $5 tip, says, I'm glad AJ took my advice for getting rid of his headache. I can only imagine. What do you tell you, to fucking jerk off or something?
He sent me this whole thing. All these people, guys, I was sick over the weekend. I was like so happy because I finally had these 2 grueling weeks of work, and then I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get back to it. Saturday comes around, I'm like super sick. Luckily, it was just something small. It wasn't anything serious, but I was not able to go on Saturday night. It was killing me, and I had some people telling me about pinching the nerve right here in between your thumb and your forearm.
Wait, let me, in front of your face. Show it to me.
Like right here?
Okay, right here. Okay. Yeah, I've heard that. And never works.
Yeah, it didn't work for me, but I tried it. And then, of course, Donatello, the scientist game cat, said he had like a scientific reasoning that said sex helps you get past a headache or whatever it was I had.
Or that's what we all tell our significant others, at least.
Yeah, I still used it as a as a thing. It's like, I heard this thing. I don't know. I just, it'd be worth trying.
Listen, honey. I really need your assistance.
Look,
I need to get rid of this headache.
Okay, this is science. Okay, let's figure this out for science, guys.
Yeah, I like it, man. I like it. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, that just hurt. I literally, when people say I laugh so hard my side hurts, like I didn't laugh that hard, but I hurt my side. That's a sign of getting old, for sure. All right. Tornado's back. She must be looking for more. You know what's. All right. As we really, really, really need to get on track. AJ, we've got a ton of news to talk about today. So let's get on that as soon as possible. What's the first news story on the agenda?
We do, and of course we're going to kick things off with anything PS5 related, and just want to let you guys know that tomorrow, I got this from a tweet from Wario64, who I follow on Twitter, says Sony is sending out invites again for PS Direct tomorrow at 12 p.m. Pacific time, so that's 3 Eastern for us, and he says a public queue might happen around 2 p.m. Pacific time if there are consoles available for the public, but not guaranteed. I'm going to go ahead and say probably not going to have any extra leftovers after the original queue, maybe. But there will be a possibility. But yeah, all you have to do for this, man, if you're still in the hunt for PS5s, I get messages about people getting PS5s every day, is just opt into the offers/emails on your PSN account.
It's really good news, man, and I think we're going to be seeing more and more of this. I keep seeing people say they just got one from Target, they just got one from Best Buy, they just got one from Walmart, GameStop, and so I think we're going to start seeing more and more people finally get their PlayStation 5s. I mean, that goes without saying, but I think it's going to be easier and easier to find them as time goes on. Also goes without saying, but yeah, definitely be proactive if you're looking for one. Don't give in to scalpers. Wario64 is a fantastic person to follow. Always. That's how we got our PlayStation 5s at launch, because Wario64 had a tweet, and everybody on Discord jumped at it at the exact same time, and we all got our pre-orders in on Amazon before anyone else. So it was really, really great timing.
Yeah, I also recommend following like one of those PS5 stock alerts that literally are just like bots and stuff that do that, and have your notifications on. I've heard a couple people getting them that way. So good luck. Check tomorrow. Try to get a PS5 if you haven't yet, if you're looking for one, obviously.
But if you're not looking for one, find somebody who is, and then buy them one.
Yes, exactly. Be a good humanitarian.
Yeah, don't buy one and then resell it. That's not being a good humanitarian. Mad Max the Hellsweeper VR Game Cat with the $5 tip says, dude, try Temtem's PS5. Great Pokemon style game. So mad I bought Zero Caliber on Quest 2. Hopefully they poured over the co-op. Orgasms, a real cure for headaches. Dude, Mad Max took full advantage of that tip. He shoved everything he possibly could into that. I love it, man. I saw Temtems and I had no idea what it was. Knowing that it's the kind of game that I'm sort of looking for right now is great. Thank you for that. AJ, as great as hopefully finding a PlayStation 5 is for a lot of people, there's some more immediate stuff to talk about, and that's what a great week we're about to have on PlayStation VR.
We are about to have an insanely awesome week, Brian. The week we've been waiting for in September. And because
sometimes I don't pull the string fast enough, and there's like this weird 3-second delay.
Man, okay, so this week, you guys, and get ready, Brian. Get that poll ready. We want you guys to participate and vote. If you're watching this later, leave a comment after the video. Let us know which one you are most excited for. But this week, we've got The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Aftershocks DLC, free DLC. And we're going to have a special show Wednesday, Brian. Maybe a special guest, perhaps, to talk about it with us.
You want to just say it? Or?
No.
Oh, okay.
You gotta tune in Wednesday.
I was like, why are we being coy? Just fucking tell him. Okay, we can.
Guest join us.
Sure.
So we got
it's
The Walking Dead Aftershocks. We've also got on the same day, the 23rd, we've got Rhythm of the Universe Ionia, which that's like a music rhythm game, I think, adventure kind of thing. It looks really stunning. We don't really know anything about it yet. Haven't received keys, so we haven't previewed it or anything. So yeah, hopefully they get us that as soon as possible.
Yeah, I'd like to get keys for that as soon as possible, because I'd like to dispel or confirm the rumor that it is a 2-hour game. And if it's a 2-hour game, then we got another Fract on our hands where it's like, this might be amazing, but it might be really, really short. So
yeah. We've also got the Billie Eilish Beat Saber DLC. You excited for that one, Brian?
I am. People told me that I should like Billie Eilish, and I'm curious. This is way more curious than I was about Skrillex. Probably not going to play much more Skrillex DLC. I will probably play quite a bit of Billie Eilish DLC. I hopefully will grow into that. What about you? Any interest?
Sure. I think of all the modern pop artist stuff, because I usually hate that kind of music, like popular music. I think it's all corporate garbage that's designed to manipulate you into spending money and controlling you, and it sucks. But she's one of the kind of lesser bad ones that I've heard. At least the music is like tolerable.
That was some good conspiracy theory stuff, man. Like I would prefer to just put a pin in the rest of the show and spend a lot of time figuring out this conspiracy theory you just put forth. What about satanic messages? Are there satanic messages and everything as well?
Music is dead. Anyways, finally, of course, Friday, you didn't include this, but Friday is it's because it's not a release, but is the announcement of the Ultra Wings Next. We finally get the official announcement.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. But as far as actual releases go, Ionia. I just want a single player, like, I don't want to say spiritual, but man, like, I don't know. I feel a little bit stressed out. I feel tired. I kind of want just something that I can, put on headphones and just kind of block out the rest of the world and like kind of breathe it all in, and like a nice, they keep calling it a musical adventure. And I don't know. It just seems so therapeutic, and it seems like exactly what I need right now. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
All right. Well, Saints and Sinners Aftershocks is off to a huge start at 79%. At number 2, we've got Rhythm of the Universe Ionia getting some love at 16%. And then at a measly 4%, we've got the Billie Eilish DLC. So Saints and Sinners Aftershocks running away with it as expected. That game's kind of a big deal around these parts. But I am very curious to see Rhythm of the Universe. I hope it looks as good as it does in VR as it does in the previews. And I hope it's cool because it has lots of potential to be like kind of a sleeper hit,
Paradise Decay says, I'm not a fan of Billie Eilish. Too moody, and her music seems too slow for Beat Saber. Let me tell you something. Moody is the only reason I'm interested. Like, that might be a selling point for me. Might be. So.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens here, but fingers crossed, hoping for the best. But Brian, we're going to, I guess we'll go ahead and move on, right?
Yeah, let's move on, man.
All right. Ahead of schedule a little bit here, surprisingly. It's
okay. We'll probably waste a lot of time later.
So Ultra Wings Next, we're going to have to. Ultra Wings Next is not the only thing that we're going to be getting an announcement for, Brian. As the headline of the video states, X-Real Dev has finally, again, opened up and said they basically posted attention, #PCVR and #PSVR peeps, official announcements about #Zero Caliber's OG PCVR and the long-awaited PSVR versions coming this Friday, so stay tuned. What do you think it's going to be?
What do I think it's going to be? I think they're going to finally tell us where this game is. Dude, they announced this so long ago for PlayStation VR. Like, why do I feel like it's been 3 years minimum since we first heard about this? This was announced with a bunch of other first-person shooters. I remember Zero Killed. There was just like this plethora where everybody was going to make a PlayStation VR game.
Alvo came out. Alvo happened.
Alvo was announced around the same time, right? And so, but that game was canceled and brought back from the dead. So, I really do feel like, I don't want to say I gave up hope for these guys because I hate when people are like, oh, like we haven't heard from him in a long time. It's probably not coming out. But man, it had been a long time, and it did feel like maybe maybe it was just too much after seeing the port of ATEC Cybernetic. Remember their ATEC Cybernetic port? We were like, ooh, man, like maybe we shouldn't be excited about Zero Caliber.
Yeah, that had me pretty worried. But you know, I'm glad that they've taken all this time. Obviously, they haven't just been focusing on the PSVR version. But Brax Bro says, "Watch it be a cancellation announcement." So I don't think they would build up an announcement like, "Hey guys, wait, you know, look forward to an announcement to say it's canceled." But I was thinking that for a minute before I put those two together. Brian, I got a question for you.
Talk to me.
You think this is going to be the OG Zero Caliber, or you think it's going to be this other version, this Zero Caliber Reloaded, I think it's called?
Yeah, Reloaded for Quest. Honestly, so first and foremost, I'm not terribly familiar with the differences between the two. What I do know is the PC version is not really focused on PvP at all. Correct? It's more of a campaign, more of a single player campaign that you can play with. I don't know if is it just one other person or is it three other people?
So as far as I know, the game is. I know more about Reloaded than I do the original version actually. Okay. And what I can tell you is that it's supposed to be around 4 to 5 hours. It's a campaign that has I think like 25 missions or something. Yeah. It's supposed to be about 4 to 5 hours. There's tons of weapons customizations, tons of different weapons to use and choose from, and that's like a big core element of the game. Is like some guns you reload from the bottom, some reloads you reload like from the side or the top or whatever.
Right.
And yeah, it's a 1 to 4 player co-op campaign.
Okay. So I don't know what the deal is. The tweet specifically says. Oh shoot! I thought I had it up. Give me 1 second. Just so we're all on the same page here about exactly what it is that we're looking forward to. Here we go. Attention! Hashtag PCVR and hashtag PSVR peeps. Official announcements about Zero Caliber's OG PCVR and the long-awaited PSVR versions coming this Friday. So stay tuned.
Sounds so much better when he says it, doesn't it?
So. That I just want to like make sure like that the wording didn't tell us anything, and so the long-awaited PSVR versions, like I think they're going to be announcing the PlayStation VR version or re-announcing it, maybe giving us a release date, and I would just assume that we're going to be looking at the PC version on PlayStation VR.
I would hope so, because that seemed like what they originally started on.
Yeah.
But I could see them, you know, especially if they have this Quest version that's easier to port to PSVR. Maybe it would be easier to work on that. But considering they're kind of having this message together about the PCVR and the PSVR together, maybe it is. I hope it's more in line with the PCVR version, of course.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. At this point, I just want anything to come to PlayStation VR. These guys Xreal had reached out to me a while back and just been like, hey, do you think that we should be because of the way that the game plays, do you think we should be developing this on PlayStation VR for the Move controllers or the aim controller? And it wasn't like, oh, we want to give you the option to do either one. It was, which one should we be focusing on? And I get that you want to make one version, you want to make it the best version. So I get it. But, you know, watching all the trailers and talking to people who have played it on other platforms, it's a game that's very, very intrinsically tied to having two hands in the game. A lot of climbing, just a lot of physicality. And so initially I was like, man, this game looks like it would be perfect for the aim controller. And then going back to it, I was like, this looks like maybe the Move controllers are the better bet. So that's really... when this announcement happens, that's going to be the thing I'm going to be looking forward to the most, to see which control scheme they decide to go with. Do you have a preference after seeing the trailers and seeing and kind of hearing about the gameplay?
I mean, I typically I like it when developers utilize all three. Like they make a DualShock 4 option, they make an aim controller option, they make a move option, and just whatever one you like the most. It's like some games, like Alvo, I like the moves now more than the aim controller. Sniper Elite, I hate the move controllers, and I like the aim controllers. So it really just, I like having options. I know it's a hard thing, a tall order to ask for devs, but that's the cards we're given right now. That's the hand we've been dealt. So until we get the PSVR 2 and the orbs, there's no like unified, just this is how it is and boom, ready to go. This is what we've been having to deal with for the last 3 years, and all three controllers have achieved different results all over the place.
Yeah, obviously, your answer is the correct answer. We'd rather have all the options possible, but the problem is again, I think they're such a small team that they had sort of had to pick and choose, like which one are we going to design this for,
Right.
And so I really do hope that they chose the moves because when I was playing Immortal Legacy the other day, don't forget, guys, countdown to October. Today was day 2, yesterday was day 1. Did Immortal Legacy. I really like how Immortal Legacy did it with the two-handed weapons, where you're holding it with your right hand, and then you click the left move controller to grab it, and then the left move controller is meaningless, right? So you've done the thing to stabilize it, but now you don't need to have those controllers anywhere near each other. So all these two-handed weapons, there are workarounds to not get in your own way when it comes to light tracking. And I really, really hope that these developers have been paying attention to some of the solutions out there, because I'd hate if it was like the gun club solution, right? Where it's like turn sideways and we're gonna it's what a mess.
Well, I can tell you these developers have most certainly not been studying Immortal Legacy, but that's why I said it's hard. It's even with all the data and the successful data, what works, what doesn't out there, it doesn't mean it's all going to just translate. Like there's so many things that work and so many things that don't, but I know what you mean though. When you grab it but it doesn't have any control over it, it lets you have the immersiveness of like, hey, my hand feels like it's here, but it doesn't interrupt the gameplay at all. You can still have that hand free to move around and feel like it's still grabbing. So yeah, you just have to get creative, and that's and you have to figure out ways to kind of trick the brain into thinking that you're doing certain things. But certain games like Saints and Sinners have handled two-handed weapons pretty well.
Yeah.
But then there's the rifle. The rifle is like terrible in that game. It's so clunky to use, and a lot of it has to do with like the way you load it, the way you gotta cock it and everything, and so that gets a little finicky. Yeah. I wouldn't mind it to be a little simplified, but you obviously lose some immersion points if you do that.
Yeah, understandable.
But I'd rather it be fun as well.
Mad Max, the Hellsweeper VR Game Cat, with $5 tip, says best part about Reloaded is the customization of your guns in the field, picking up parts and switching on the fly or tossing a scope to your teammate. These are the things that are VRAF, right? And that I feel like would be too much to give up. So yeah, Mad Max, that's why I'm with you on the move support. That's why I'm going with the move support anyway, hoping that that's what they focused on. AJ, the good thing about this though is that it really is focused on the campaign. We've got so many games that are PvP, but we have so few first-person shooters with a good single-player campaign, and that's what I'm most excited about. Because when these guys released Atex Cybernetic, man, I felt like I was very, very lenient because we needed more of that genre. We needed a first person shooter single player campaign, and they delivered that. After the first hour, I thought it got really generic, but if the first hour felt like Doom 3 or something along those lines, and now we have Doom 3, so fuck ATEC. But somehow all these years later, we still need more first person shooter single player campaigns or even co-op campaigns, which this seems to have. So
agree with you. That's a common thing that PlayStation gamers have a lot in common, which is the single player campaign. Something that has a start and a finish, and you get that fulfillment of completing it, and having co-op as well. Oh man, yeah, like that's super great. I'm way more into stuff like that than I am competitive multiplayer shooters, although I like those as well.
Yeah, same.
I love stuff like Resistance, where you could have like one person, like two, you have co-op and you're busting out the campaign together with your friends and having a good time, and taking on AI and all these things. And this is a cover-based shooter as well, where it's not just it is it's a hybrid kind of little bit of run and gun, a little bit of cover-based shooter. But I love that too, because you get to utilize that's something that you can only do in VR when you get to duck behind your own cover and do objects like that. You can't do that flat screen, like physically duck.
Right. I totally agree. So it is Monday. We should be hearing from these guys on Friday. And man, let's just hope for the best news we can possibly get. And I'll tell you, this is cool, man. This is really cool. I know we might be talking about this a little bit more during our next news story, but there are so many games. I think I said this in PSVR this week, 2 weeks ago, when I mentioned something about like Suicide Guy VR. Suicide Guy VR is like now coming in November on PlayStation VR, and that's one of like 30 or 40 games minimum that were announced for PlayStation VR, and just sort of went radio silent for a year or two or more, and it's kind of nice to start seeing them come out of the woodwork and being like, guys, we're still here. We've got something to say, and our game is coming, which is really, really important because we don't have any 2022 release dates for any PlayStation VR 1 games.
It is weird.
We're gonna need these games to start populating 2022's release date calendar, because right now we've got nothing in it. And if we have to wait 10 months or more, like from now, if we have to wait 13 months for PlayStation VR 2, it's going to be a long 13 months with no games to play on PSVR 1. So we're going to need these companies to start fessing up and telling us their release plans.
Yes, sir. Well, all right, Brian, I think that brings us to our next topic. Some news from today. Wander VR had a message to share with us today. Do you want me to read part of that message? They said, after some development setbacks, we have made the difficult decision to delay the launch of Wanderer to later in the year. The last year has been a pretty tricky one, navigating COVID-19 and its effects while maintaining a healthy and productive environment, and developing a unique game for VR has meant we're running a bit behind on our schedule. We want to ensure we deliver a game that meets our original vision and quality expectations. Taking the time now to ensure we do that will give you, the player, the best possible experience.
Yeah. Dude, it's so
That's
funny.
Part one. We'll get to part two in a minute.
Okay. Damn. Well, then you go, because I was going to talk about part two. How big of a deal is this delay to you?
Honestly, I mean, not at all.
Not at all.
I think this game has tons of potential. I'll be honest with you. So this is going to sound weird, but probably. I kind of knew this was coming. Like, because the first clips we saw of this game, I said, wow, this looks stunning. And and when they went on as part of the PlayStation VR showcase, I was like really surprised that they had as much to show us as they did.
Yep.
But you could tell like there wasn't anything like deep in the gameplay or story that they were showing. They were kind of just flashing to these different scenes that you were in. but no, I actually saw this coming from a mile away, but I'm still glad that they got the push, that they got the spotlight that they did, because I think that was super healthy for the game, and I think people see a lot of promise in this game. So I think everything's working out perfectly, that they had some great marketing behind it, and they're going to delay the game. Delay it as long as you want. Like, I don't care. I'll wait as long as I need to,
Agreed.
As long as it ends up being as good as it looks.
Yeah, and don't forget where this game really debuted, where this game first was presented, and that was on the April's PSVR AF showcase here on Without Parole. We were the first ones who brought you gameplay or any information about this game. And that's, real quick, Scott Jesco, PSN, Harry Fell, PSVR GameCap for life with a $2 donation, says, Orb Hype, Tip Train, let's go, cho, but I think he means choo. Hashtag higher AJ. Thank you so much, Scott
I
Jesco.
so much love for the orbs in the chat, guys.
Right?
Orbs,
Big time.
Orbs.
Big time. Zach Lightning, want to give, heads up, man, heads up. This game has full locomotion. I don't know why they insist on showing off gameplay with click turning and in teleportation. This game has full locomotion. I confirmed that like 6 months ago, just to be sure. I don't know why they insist on showing it this way, but 100% do not worry. It is not only teleportation. So Hasim Mirza with the $5 tip says rumors picking up steam of a Quest Pro announcement on the next Facebook Connect event. Think an announcement will have an impact on the NGVR timeline. I don't think so. I think the NGVR will be shown off in December. I think that's been the plan for a long time, and I think that I think that it's going to be way better than anything Oculus will show. So no worries. I don't think.
December. I think anywhere between December and like February. Sure.
Yeah. December
to late February.
December.
Yeah.
Yep, December. I love those rumors. The rumors that say December are the ones that I'm like, yeah, everything makes a whole lot of sense. Anyway, so yeah, the delay here doesn't bother me in the slightest. We knew this was coming only because they'd been saying for a while Q3 or summer, and summer is over in like 2 days.
They originally announced it as like a Q3 or Q4 title.
I feel like they said Q4 and then they moved it to Q3, which was strange. I was like, oh, is it really coming sooner than we thought? And then Q3 is almost over, summer's almost over, and we never got a release date. So so to me it was really strange that the headline today for a lot of places were Wanderer delayed, because that to me is not the headline. The headline really is that Wanderer, these guys, M Theory and Oddboy finally showed off more gameplay, like environments that weren't just a single room, that they showed off 5 minutes of gameplay, and they really showed more of how this game is going to play, and even described it with voiceovers. And that for me, that's the headline. Be like, hey, we have a better understanding of how Wanderer plays now. That's my headline.
Yeah, I love seeing the gameplay. I mean, I know we had seen a little bit, but it was nice just to see some traditional, and that shit, their presentation in that video, everything was really good. That was some like, what is it called? The state of play worthy, like gameplay kind of stuff. This is why I get so pissed when they just do PS blog stuff, because I'm just like, like this presentation they had was so professionally done and just looked really nice. But yeah, game looking great. The environments look absolutely stunning. But yeah, the delay, kind of sucks and whatnot. But there was some really good news that came along with this. And they say, in more good news, we're pleased to announce that we've teamed up with Perp Games to release a PlayStation physical edition of the game. It's been great working with Perp to make this happen, and we can't wait to get our hands on the box. And yeah, we hope this is a fair trade for a couple more months wait time. A couple more months is what they're saying.
They said this year. They said right. So I mean, really,
a couple means 2, and it was delayed from a summer release.
Well, but also at the beginning of the statement, they said we're going to delay till later in the year. It's right, dude. We're about to hit October, so it's gonna be October, November, or December. Like this delay is really very, very small unless they choose to delay it again. But that is, it's really not a huge delay, right? But
maybe December, which would be great because our Decembers and Januaries usually suck. So I would love to have some games, some good games, some games that look like this around that time.
Yeah.
We're used to having a really dry December and January, and the potential here, especially with stuff like After the Fall as well, to have these running into the end of this year, beginning of next, we need that momentum going into next year for sure. Because every single year has been dry around that time.
It's painful. It's absolutely painful. Like if you love PlayStation VR games, the first 3 months of the year are always just like, give me something. This one was a little bit anything.
Different.
Yeah, we got Hitman this year, right?
A little bit different. Yeah, Hitman, and then like a little bit later Doom 3, but it still felt like a long stretch despite having those.
Yeah. Yeah, but this is great, man. This is, this looks super polished. This looks like a lot of fun. This looks, again, first person adventure campaign, just like something to really, block out the world and play and enjoy. And I mean, again, I'm sure that everything we're seeing is PC footage, but they are working with Sony, and so, I mean, I would really, really hope that this has a PS4 patch or PS4 Pro patch or possibly even PlayStation 5 patch at launch.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But how about Perp Games before we move on? Perp Games killing it, man. Getting Arashi, getting Synth Riders. Now this, maybe something else that I'm leaving out too. I love the moves that Perp Games have been making lately, and I went this last gen. Going completely digital, and now I'm like back to this like physical collection kind of mode, and so like I can't wait to I can't wait to check these to grab some of these. I'll definitely be grabbing these for sure, physical.
Yeah. Philip Rabichin with the 100 rupees in the chat says Hitman Trilogy made this January suck, just a little bit less.
Nice delivery there.
Nice delivery. Nice. Yeah, I agree. I agree, Philip. And every and I really hope that Sony is paying attention to their release schedule. So frequently, it seems like they're not paying attention at all, and they let all these games clump up together. And it's like, here's 17 games in the course of a week and a half, and then you get nothing for 3 months. It's like, what are you doing over there, guys? Like work together with the developers and publishers and guys spread this shit out. Let all these games have their chance to shine. And that's sort of why I'm glad that this thing got a delay because I mean, obviously this week it's like, yeah, we got 2 pieces of DLC and a brand new game coming out, but then October is right around the corner, and October isn't stacked yet, but I'm getting the feeling. I mean, we obviously Song in the Smoke seems like it's going to be an early October, mid-October release. We know we got Wraith the Oblivion Afterlife. We have Do Not Open on Halloween, and I feel like we'll probably get Affected the Manor DLC sometime during the month. And who knows what else, man? Bad Dreams by Creative.
Who knows, Brian? Who knows what else, Brian?
I mean,
you know something we don't, Brian?
I mean, no, certainly not. Anyway, so October is already starting to like fill up, and it's like, okay, well then, like, what's in November? I don't know, man. I don't know. So like, so. This seems like a fantastic November release. We'll see what happens. But yeah, Perp Games, you're absolutely right, man. Perp Games is doing a great job. They have been branching out.
Remember all the shitty games they used to get? Oh my God, that's all I was trying to say. They used to get such garbage. Now they get some pretty nice games.
Yeah, they do get a bunch of garbage. And I think, I just think that they're better managed now. They have a better sense of what will sell. I can only imagine that they did a bunch of physical releases of games that just no one bought.
Vader, now they're getting like Vader Immortal and stuff. I mean, say what you want about the game, that shit sells.
Yeah, absolutely. And this will be a good one too, because everybody's eyes are on it. I see people all the time. I see people saying this reminds me of Half-Life Alyx, and I was like I don't see that, but who knows, man? I was like, maybe this is a big, it's not an exclusive. It's not action heavy. But it does seem like it's filling a void on the PlayStation VR catalog that needed to be filled, and I'm super excited for it. So, all right, I think. All right, man.
Well, let's move along. We've got 2 viewer takeover questions we would like to address and talk about. Thank you guys so much for, you can always leave a comment on any video and put #viewer takeover and then ask us a question, or you can go to the Discord and there's a viewer takeover section there. You can leave it there as well with the #viewer takeover, and sometimes you get to take over the show. So we're going to be switching to that, answering some awesome discussions. Thank you guys so much who contributed, and I look forward to who does the ones in the future. Brian, you want to read the first one?
The best place to leave a viewer takeover question is definitely in our Discord. So please click the link in the description, join our Discord, go to the viewer takeover channel, leave all your questions there. It is the best place for it. Big time. First question comes to us from Mad Max, the Hell Sweeper VR Game Cat. Writes #viewer takeover. Playing the Persistence has me feeling like the dev team was acquired by Sony to help turn Returnal into a hybrid VR game. What are your thoughts? That is a very, it starts wide and it gets very specific, like very specific fast. Do you think the dev team was acquired? Do you think Firesprite was acquired by Sony to help turn Returnal into a hybrid VR game?
As awesome as that would be, this is an easy one to answer for me. Mm-hmm. No.
Yeah.
Firesprite is working on Horizon Zero Dawn, allegedly, until they officially announce it, even though we know. I mean, yeah, no. I guess I'm just waiting for an official announcement.
We know.
Your gestures are confusing me.
Yeah.
I'm like, he agrees with me. He doesn't agree with me. They're working on Firesprite's working on Horizon Zero Dawn game for VR. They're also working on something that they've said publicly, which is a dark narrative-driven game and a big multiplayer shooter. So those are 3 projects that we know that Firesprite are currently working on, and that's my theory behind that. But you know who I do think, Brian, who's working on a Returnal VR game, possibly.
Are they the secret heroes of PlayStation VR?
They are the secret heroes of VR. Talking about White Moon Dreams.
Oh yeah, White Moon Dreams killing it, man. White Moon Dreams is like, the fact that they're not owned by Sony is the weirdest thing ever, right? Like they actually function as if they're a second party developer for Sony, and it makes absolutely no sense that they're not fully owned. White Moon Dreams actually sends people to different studios for Sony to, like, they went to Pixel Opus to help the Concrete Genie team make the Concrete Genie VR mode. They ported Saints and Sinners to PlayStation VR in record time, almost all on their own. Like they got like over 90% of it done before they handed it back to Skydance and said, "Okay, here you go. We did the hard work. You guys polish it up and finish it up." These guys know how to do PSVR ports. They know what they're doing PSVR wise, and I think that I don't want White Moon Dreams talents wasted on just being like, here, port this into VR, port this into VR, port this into VR, because they made Starblood Arena. They're great with original IPs. They know what they're doing. But I would like Sony to have a port studio that was 100% committed to saying, we're taking this flat screen game and we're bringing it into PlayStation VR 2. And that's all they do, day in, day out. Every month they pump out another one because it's going to be easy with PSVR 2.
Yeah. And the only reason I think they are the ones that would do it if it were to happen is because they worked on Returnal. They actually worked on the game Returnal, and as well as some other PS5 games. They did like the Destruction All-Stars Battle Arena, whatever it's called, Destruction Battle All-Stars.
I don't know. Destruction All-Stars, I think, is it.
Yeah, Destruction All-Stars.
Yeah.
And but they actually worked on the Returnal port itself, and so that's why. And I think, and so like I kept saying to them, God, please do whatever you can, White Moon Dreams, to make a VR version of Returnal. And they actually retweeted my tweet saying that, and then guess what happened after? Complete silence. Not right after my tweets, but around that time.
I tweet things all the time, and then that are followed by complete silence. I guess they're all true.
Well, they retweeted it, and then they eventually went completely silent. I don't know if they ever deleted those. So they had, to me, that just says that they had interest doing it, and I see them having a way in to do it. They already worked on the game somewhat, so It's not just like some random developer that we're going to pluck over here and put on Returnal. And by the way, I would love Returnal to be in VR. I stopped playing it because I dream of it happening, and I want to play the game the way it's meant to be played in VR.
Yeah, no, 100%. I actually only made it to the second boss. Like maybe four times, and got my ass kicked every single time. And I was like, I loved it. Like, I didn't get sick of playing it. I really enjoy the gameplay loop. But man, just thinking that, this has a lot of potential to be a VR game or PSVR 2 game. That's what made me shelve it too. And, I don't have infinite amounts of time to play games where I'm not making progress. So, I 100%, dude. And whenever anyone says I can't see it happening in first person, I can only see it happening in first person. I can those orbs being actually the two hands where I'm holding my guns, running in one direction, shooting in the other, actually jumping and doing the whole bullet hell dodging and maneuvering around all the fire coming at you in first person. I think would be intense.
All those coming around you. Oh.
It's what VR is made for, man. It's like that kind of intensity is what VR is made for. And I really, really hope we start getting full-fledged games like that. Man, Returnal is such a great launch title. Wait, it wasn't a launch title, was it?
No.
But it's such great.
It came out earlier this
It was
year.
it was the first PlayStation 5 title I bought, exclusive PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it, and would definitely be happy to get back into that game if they do a VR version.
Demon Souls was my first.
Nice.
But yeah, man, awesome game. Hope it happens. Cross our fingers. But there you go, Mad Max. Thank you for leaving your question. Before we move on, we've got a tip from Tax Refund. The Decalogue defines right and wrong. Game cap $5. Take it away, Brian.
Tax Refund asks, can you speak on Stairway to Heaven being 100% intelligible backwards? Some lyrics may be required. And if it serves as evidence of the supernatural. I cannot speak to that whatsoever. But that's a great question. Is it? I don't know anything about it.
That is above my pay grade.
Is there a theory here that I'm totally missing? Because
I have no idea. I never listen to my records backwards. I listen to them forward.
True. I'm not a Stairway to Heaven guy anyway. So
me neither.
So
no stairway.
No. But thank you so much for the support, Tax Refund. We appreciate you.
All right. So the next question comes from our viewer takeover section in our Discord from All You Are Is History, the Game Shrimp. There's been a lot of game shrimps popping up left and right, Brian.
That's your fault. Stop it. Stop it.
It's not
it's
my
weird.
fault.
I have a shrimp
I didn't
allergy.
tell anybody to do it.
I have a shrimp allergy. Cats are adorable and I get to snuggle with them.
More.
And shrimp, I have to stay 14 feet away from it all times.
More shrimp.
Snapu, the $10 tip, says regarding backwards compatibility in NGVR, wouldn't Sony be shooting themselves in the foot if the PS5 selling point of play 100% of PS4 games changed to except for the hundreds of VR games you may already own? Well, not to like be a dick about it, because I'm sure this is how Sony would put it. I'm already playing those games on my PlayStation 5 with the PlayStation VR 1 headset. You know, it's like right. I would hate if that was the only way we would get to play PlayStation VR 1 games on the PlayStation 5 once PSVR 2 comes out. I hope they would find a way to get rid of that breakout box and just allow us to play PSVR 1 games on PSVR 2. But you can. It sucks. But I really hope they find a way around it.
PS4 games didn't have any negative effect on the PS5 when it sold, you know? Like, I guess it is backwards compatible, though.
Yeah, totally. That's what he's saying.
So never mind.
Yeah. Blue Jew, the Underground Game Cat with the $5 tip, says, sorry you don't get to snuggle with shrimp. That must suck. Yeah.
I had shrimp earlier, actually.
Okay. You just stay away from me. No kissy.
Gum. Where's the Bubba Gum when we need one?
Right.
Calhoun's Gate is what's been taking over. Anyways, let's get back to All You Are Is History, the Game Shrimp's question.
Yes.
Fried shrimp sandwich, shrimp scampi. He asks, he says, #viewer takeover, like a pro. Do you think game developers are going to begin implementing voice recognition more? We've seen a little bit in games like Saints and Sinners where zombies can hear your voice and head towards you. I think it's a real possibility to add to the immersion.
No.
Have you used this feature? What the hell kind of answer was that?
I don't know. So yeah, the only time I think I've ever used voice recognition is in I guess The Inpatient and Saints and Sinners. And the Inpatient had like a key words for you to use to respond. That
was just not very good.
Oh, it just felt horrible to say yes, no, right,
yeah,
and
right?
cross your fingers,
like yes or no.
right, and cross your fingers that it actually registered correctly. Saints and Sinners is a little bit of a different story, right? Because it feels more natural. Yeah. When I was playing Saints and Sinners the other day, I was trying to distract a walker because I wanted to go one way and I wanted him to go the other way, and so I was looking around for a bottle, into something to pick up and throw to get him to go the other way, so I could walk off freely. And I didn't have anything, and I at the same time I knew that I had disabled voice chat or speech recognition, and so there was a part of me that had said, man, I really wish I had this turned on right now so I could just yell, distract him, and then run the other direction. Is that something that you do on a regular basis in Saints and Sinners?
For Saints and Sinners, actually, I have used it. I have used it a little bit. I've been playing some Saints and Sinners recently, to get ready for the Aftershocks DLC, and there was basically something that I had set, and I needed them to come to me, and I didn't really have anything. Now I could have just banged on the walls or whatever, but I was just like, "Hey!" and they started walking towards me, and I shot the propane tank, and they blew up. So I think it's an amazing feature. I think this is one of the things that I love about Saints and Sinners and praise it endlessly, is because of how deep the immersive features go, and I can only see this being a good thing for the most part. It's obviously optional, so it's not like the game relies on it, although you could probably make some cool shit designed just from like noise, like some sort of noise reaction to noise. But there's stuff like Astrobot, when you blow into the mic for those little what are they called, those pedals that fly everywhere.
Yeah, the dandelion.
Dandelions.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. One of the things that Espire 1 actually gets right, at least for me. I know that game gets a lot of hate, but there's little things that the game does that are actually really cool. And my favorite part of that game are the challenge levels, and in particular, the challenges where you go or you sneak around and you have to get up behind somebody and hold your gun and go freeze. And so like that was actually
I never got that to work. Never.
Well, it was really rough at launch, and a while after. I think they eventually made it better.
Oh, good.
I don't think it always worked 100% of the time, but for the most part, I was channeling my inner Solid Snake. It was just like going around, just like freeze.
Sure.
And like, so I think it's a great feature to have. I have nothing against it. And I think if you can make it work, I do not like the yes or no thing that the Impatient did. That was stupid. But these other examples, like you said, Astrobot, Saints and Sinners, Espire 1 even, I thought used it great. And I think it's a super cool feature to have. Anything to add to the immersion.
Looper the Game Cat with the 100 rupees said, you have definitely used voice recognition in Shadow Legend. I forgot that Shadow Legend had it with the puzzles. You'd pick up the blue and red puzzle doors, right? Where you had to say the answer out loud, and then the door would open or unlock or whatever.
Good memory. That was like a
seriously good memory. Looper.
That was like a 2-second thing. Yeah, you could say the answer to the puzzles instead of that was a cool thing too. Yeah, I think it's super immersive if it's used right. I think it's really cool for sure. It's not I mean, it's technically a gimmick, but I think you can use like little gimmicks more into something more.
Yeah, Genetic Blasphemy, I think, is saying what I'm thinking here. He says, "I wish Skyrim VR used the voice thing, which was great for the shouts, right? That would be amazing and make."
Oh, I tried it.
Oh, I think I watched that stream. And do you remember the stream where Polish Paul tried to convince me that
was it Stifled?
In Stifled, where like if you yelled at the enemy, it would run away from you, and so I jumped down into the wire and I screamed.
You were like meow. Meow.
Yeah, meow, 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 meow. Came right at me and killed me. Yeah, fuck you, Polish Paul. I'm never gonna forgive you for that one. That was live on a stream.
That's another one. That's a great mechanic in that game. That is like the game is built around that, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah. So there are, but I still feel like right now it's very gimmicky. But I as long as we're not like even. Trying to think of other examples of not even voice recognition. There were points in, I think it was like maybe Faded to Silent Oath on PSVR, where they'd ask you a question, you had to like shake your head up or no, like yes or no, and I was like, this feels terrible. Don't make me do this. And I don't think saying the words yes or no, like there's a part of me that says until this gets better, and of course the only way it's going to get better is through experimentation and technology advancing, but until it gets a lot better, I just don't like. I don't want to do it. Like I still want to feel like I'm playing video games, and so if it's easier to just select it from a menu on the screen, I don't want to say yes and hope that the game recognizes I'm saying yes. There are very few examples, and Saints and Sinners being one of the very few that I think did it really well, of this working properly. Paradise Decay in the chat.
Oh, good.
Paradise Decay in chat says, I like how Alien Isolation uses the mic when you're hiding in the cupboards and you have to be quiet. See, I like that in theory, but so few people get a chance to do that, right? A lot of people live with other people. A dog starts barking.
Right.
Well,
just have it as an option. Just have it as an option because I think it's significant enough when done right to the immersion. And even convenience at some point, sometimes, I think it's much better. I mean, it's so much better. Like I said, so much better for all those examples we listed. 3 different games, maybe even 4. For Stifled's more a little bit different because I don't necessarily like that for me talking. Right. It's more because they come to you if you do that. Right. It's more about throwing a rock and then they following that rock, But no, if I have it as an option, absolutely. It doesn't have to be like this has to be a thing because, like you said, there's people that are going to have kids, that are going to have animals, that are going to just live in a loud area where that's going to be disrupted and make that hard to use. But I think it's a great option to have for sure.
I think it's a great option to have. I do. But again, it's going to be something that I feel like will sort of feel like a gimmick here and there. Again, I think the Saints and Sinners thing is kind of perfect because you use it as a gameplay mechanic, not as a gimmick, and you use it to call attention to a walker. You're not doing it to answer a question. I feel like most talking in video games, when you're talking in a game, it's great that we have party chat and an in-game voice chat for multiplayer games, and so when you're talking to an actual other person, that's when I want to be talking in a game. I don't want to be trying to convince an AI to understand what I'm trying to say to it, an NPC, try to understand. We're just not there yet. But man, when we do get there, once there's a point where I walk up to a shop, a store in a game and say, hey, I need a potion. Give me 7 potions. And they throw 7 potions up on the table and I throw them some money. I grab them and take off. That's going to be amazing. That is going to be the ultimate in immersion.
For sure. I totally agree. Good stuff, man. Thank you so much. All you are is history, the Game Shrimp, and Mad Max Witness, the Hell Sweeper Game Cat, for writing in your viewer takeover questions. Brian, that brings us to the final segment of the show.
Oh, man. I guess that's probably PSVR 20 questions.
It is, and I have a game picked out just for you guys. It was a tough one last week, man. I was so happy you got Deadland VR last week. And then you hit me with the Arc Park or something.
What did I get you with? It was a horror game. It was Chair and Room Greenwater on Friday.
Oh, it was so close. Yeah.
So close.
Yeah.
So, all right, you guys. I'm gonna really need your help though. So because it's been proven that the second this game starts, all knowledge of PSVR games are wiped from my memory. That's how this apparently happens every single time. So I need your help. We have 20 yes or no questions to figure out what PSVR game AJ is thinking of. Here we go. On your mark, get set, go. Does it have aim support?
Does not have aim support.
Okay, no aim support. Is it a horror game?
Yeah, it classifies as horror. Sure.
Now let's try the game feeling with $5 tip says, Happy Mike Day. I mean, Monday. What's Mike Day?
Mike Day? The other day. Never mind.
Okay, so kind of horror. Thank you, Niles Ryan.
Rax Bro asked, is it a game on PSVR? You want to ask that?
No, I don't think I want to do that.
Sure?
Nope.
Sure?
Mm-hmm. Yep. I don't want to waste any questions here. Would you classify this as a puzzle game? Ian Stambridge.
No.
Okay, wouldn't say puzzles.
Are you asking Ian Stambridge or me?
No, I'm saying Ian Stambridge asked it, and no puzzles. Okay, that's 3.
I'm definitely trying to make this harder for you.
Yeah, for sure. Has this developer made other VR games? Or the PlayStation VR games, let's say that.
They definitely have, yes.
Okay, well that limits our possibilities quite a bit. Was this game developed by Survios? Wow.
game was developed by Servius.
Holy crap! Is this?
There's other developers that have made other VR games, right?
Well, you weren't like, yes, it's a horror game. Very, very quickly realized that maybe it's just a zombie game. Is it? I mean, is this The Walking Dead Onslaught?
It is The Walking Dead Onslaught.
Wow.
You have a new record. I went easy on you. Next time, I won't be so nice.
I get super lucky, man. I get super lucky because that should not been.
That's a new record. 6. You beat my record of 7.
That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, wow, 6. Not bad. All right, new record, you guys. Woohoo! Everybody celebrate. All right, that's excellent, man. Well, that's perfect because it's definitely time to get out of here anyway. So, guys, thank you so very much for hanging out with us. We want to make sure we thank Miles Dyer. We want to thank Sci-Fi Game Cat Henry. We want to thank all the moderators for their hard work. Jay Meow, and of course, my faithful co-host here, AJ from PSVR Underground. If you don't already subscribe to his channel, make sure that you do. Man, we are going to absolutely hit you over the head nonstop with videos for the next 41 days. And
controller in my hand.
I do some quick math. A lot of great stuff coming from both of us, leading all the way up to Halloween. And man, just a lot of great games on the way. So we're going to be streaming a ton of those things. We're reviewing a ton of those things. So definitely, if you don't already subscribe to AJ, make sure you do. Thank you to everybody who hung out in the chat. Thank you to everybody who helped during 20 questions. Thank you to everybody who donated. Thank you to everybody who helps us out on patreon.com/withoutparolegames. And thank you to everybody who sat back, didn't give us any money, didn't say a goddamn word, and just watched the show. We know you're out there, and we love you just as much. AJ, can I cue the cat?
You're the cat, Brian, because I want to say see you on Wednesday, hump day to Gundy, Worcester Gamer, Wet Cat Wetter. God, that was a hard one.
What was that?
Gundy, White Das Game Cat Wetter.
Wow,
Mad
okay.
Max the Hell Super VR Game Cat, Mark Pringles Lee, Hoochoo the Underground Game Cat Elite Name Squad in the house, Johnny No Pockets, aka the Who Dat Game Cat says, oh yeah, Spooky Month incoming, that's right, let's go. Spooky Month already started up in here.
Hell yeah.
Justin Cassidy is, have a great night, my friend. Bob Zarkoff, the Underground Dave Station Game Cat, the elitist of the Elite Name Squad in the house tonight. Nick Mulo, the Game Cat, Trusty Mod, Guy Son, fist bump to you. Oh, he's reminding me about Nick Mulo is reminding me. He says, you know what's scary? The No Man's Sky Expedition. Spooky event. I have to remember to go do that. God, I'll kill myself if I forget. Stevie Dan, the solo Game Cat. Muse is amazing. I can't wait to check out that VR experience thing you showed me. Pretty cool stuff. I only wish it was on PSVR, though. Off Core, Jay Payne, Art Game Cat. Thanks for the street. You're welcome for the street. Flame Hat, Game Cat, Fire. Paradise Decay, cheers to you as well, my friend. Good to see you. Always nice to see you. Don't be a stranger, Zach. Attack. Thank you, sir. Ace Bill of the Corn. Ace Bill of the Corn.
Oh, the candy corn. Oh, man, it's that time of year again. I love
the
it.
Candy corn
Children
discussion.
of the candy corn.
Candy corn gets too much hate. Candy corn did nothing wrong.
God, I love Ace Bill.
Carl Flood. Jazzy J. The Tarot Mage. Game Cat says, good night, gatos. Vargosoft. So close to 79,000 subscribers, Brian.
Wow, yeah.
All you are is History, the Game, Shrimp, Candy Love. He hasn't even seen Candy Love yet. Imagine that.
Wow.
That's going to be a good October stream for me. I'm going to have to do more of that. Genetic Blasphemy. Haseeb Mirza. Peace out, homie. Dan Kiefer. Sergeant Frosty. See you all on Wipeout. That is the game this Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
Wipeout. Last time that was flooded, so make sure you get in while the going's good. Neon Groove, thank you so much. You rock, my friend. Appreciate you hanging out, having a good time. Scott Jesco, PSN, Hairfell, PSVR, Game Cat for life. This is Controller,
Future
Cat
past.
with hard eyes and big giant heart. Thank you so much. Hire Scott. Hire Scott.
Dude.
The way you spell it.
Nick Mulo says, well, time to ban Aceville.
You will not, Nick
I love
Mulo.
it.
Hey,
Man,
you want to?
Go ahead. You go first.
Can I tell you a little something about the horror related?
Do you want to come back?
Horror related?
Do you want to come back and talk about it?
We could.
Oh, okay.
We can.
Okay, bonus after the credit scene. Here we go. Okay. Hi.
You know,
Hi.
it's almost Spooky Month. It's a really special time
Dude,
for us. So we're gonna
on
celebrate
the
it
12th
early.
Day of October. it's a 12 days of October leading up to it, man. Go ahead.
Creepshow. Did you ever watch Creepshow? The original, like 1982.
I feel like I did when I was young, and I have zero recollection of it.
Oh my God. I loved Creepshow 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
I like had the VHSs for so long. I didn't want to get rid of them, and I did. But they brought back the Creepshow series, and I've known about it for a while, but I just got around to checking it out. It's actually free right now until September 30th. It's free. The new stuff is free on Amazon Prime Video. Okay. And I watched the first 2 episodes last night. Each episode is actually two like skits or whatever. For people who don't know, they're like these cheesy 20-minute like horror skits. But it was awesome, man. It was like back to the goodness that I remembered. What I love is like they try so hard to like they take it so serious, but it like so you're like this is awesome horror stuff, but you're like laughing the entire time too because of how hard they're trying. Super cool though. You have to check it out. I loved it.
I did what I said I was gonna do, and I watched Insidious 3. Again, turn off the phone, turn off the lights, made sure I was only paying attention to Insidious 3. It's so good. It's so good. Again, no, it's a huge departure from Insidious 1 and 2, but it is still very, very good. So again, if you haven't checked out the Insidious series, I feel like that is fantastic from beginning to end. Good stuff. And of course, don't forget, guys, doing countdown to October, day 3 tomorrow. I'll be doing that at sometime during the day. I've been trying to do them during the day so that the European crowd doesn't miss out on them, because everything else we do is too late for them. So hopefully I'll be able to do that sometime during the day. I'm gonna go watch some horror movies. What about you?
I'm gonna go continue watching Creepshow, and I highly recommend it to everyone else as well.
I think I'll go do that too. All right. I got to do this for an extended amount of time because, like, if I hit the button